Alright, so all of our mechs are broken except for one, so I guess it's just gonna be
Yay!
me and Angel on this one.
They got it.
What's the worst that can happen?
Nothing.
He says as they plummet and die.
Look at it. That thing's so top heavy, nothing's knocking it down.
Do you like its walk side? Look at the feet, they're so tiny. Oh, I guess they look tinier from the side. Yeah, look at them.
Meh. I mean, really, what does a man's, or well, I guess a mech's feet size mean? Oh, I guess it's one of those high school things where if you have big feet, is it? Well, Fresh Prince, you know what they say about guys with big feet.
Oh, do I?
They have big shoes.
They do.
I have big shoes.
Are you trying to imply something?
No, not at all.
So you've been making a habit of judging the walking cycles on the mechs. What's your
Yeah.
impression of the Shadowcat?
Well, I got this. I mean, from this. Okay, it actually looks pretty awful from the side.
Really?
It's so stiff. I mean,
What do you mean?
well, at least from my view, I mean, from this angle, from behind it, it looks pretty good. It reminds me of Actually, now that I think about it, everything reminds me of an ATST because they all have the same legs.
The chicken walker legs?
Yeah, but at least those are cool. I mean, I'm not saying that the mechs aren't cool, but for some reason I can't bring myself to criticize the ATSD because it has little eyes and a face.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of walkers, ATSTs and AT-ATs in Star Wars. I love the Scarab in Halo. I love these things.
The Scarab, yeah, well, the Scarab's just so badass. It's a massive, well, Scarab. Well, not really, because it's not a beetle, but
it's awesome.
It
I
is
mean,
awesome. It has a giant laser beam.
Couple things about the Scarab. First off, I've always been of the opinion that the Halo 2 Scarab was way cooler than the Halo 3 Scarab, just like physically looking.
Because you couldn't because you couldn't kill it, or just because it looks better.
Yeah, just like not mechanics or anything, because the two different versions essentially did the same thing. But
Yeah, I'll be honest. I haven't compared their styles. I didn't know they were that different. I haven't played Halo 2 in a very long time, though.
I mean, the primary difference is the Halo 2 Scarab was all mechanics. It didn't have
That's true. Yeah, it didn't have the hunter.
The hunter worms in it. But I mean, yeah, physically. And then the other thing is, I was furious when I heard that for Halo Reach that they were gonna have a level where you drove a Scarab and then they cut it.
Were you furious that it was cut, or were you furious that it?
I was furious that it was cut, man. I've always wanted to drive a Scarab. It's been like a dream of mine since Halo 2 was out to mod a original Xbox so that way I could do that.
I think the closest most of us ever got to driving a Scarab was getting the plasma rifle that fired the Scarab gun.
Did I ever tell you the story about when my older brother and I tried to get that?
Remind me.
So, for those of you who, I'm guessing a lot of people know about the Scarab gun, pretty popular thing in Halo 2, a little Easter egg. It's just a little plasma rifle sitting on the top of the buildings in the map, and the only way to get to it without like modding or anything is to lure a Banshee through the tunnel from the previous area and then hijack it at just the right moment, so that way it because if you go through the checkpoint and you aren't on it, then it just despawns.
Yeah.
And if you hijack it before the checkpoint, then it pushes you out of the tunnel. So you have to hijack it at just the right moment. It's a pain in the ass because you got to lure him in and do it at the right moment. So my older brother,
took a lot of tries to get it right.
Yeah, and so my older brother and I were doing that, and it's actually easier on Legendary because the computer's a little smarter. Um, so I don't know if anyone could hear that, but I had the window open and there was a fire truck running by. Anyway, so we finally get it, and I'm the one who is in the Banshee. So I fly up, I grab the Scarab gun, and I'm like, oh man, this is so cool, I want to try it out. Not realizing quite what I was holding, I was looking slightly down when I had it, and then when I fired it, it just blew me up. my my older brother was pissed after all that work, and then it was just gone.
How like was this right when Halo 2 came out? I guess maybe we can excuse you for your age.
It must have been, because my older brother doesn't play anything older than like a month, it seems. But yeah, no, it must have been fairly recent after it came out, but long enough, because I remember the story behind how it was discovered that it even existed was someone modded their Xbox and they were just flying around the level and they discovered it, and then the method to getting it without modding was discovered later.
Gosh, now that I think about it, Halo 2 is the only Halo game I haven't beaten on Legendary solo, because I don't know why. I started the game up and immediately I got stuck when the Covenant start boarding the platform. I just like they're coming out, and I ran out of, I don't know. I was probably young and wasn't too good, but I ran out of grenades. I ran out of ammo. I just fucked myself.
Then you should go back and try it again. I bet you could do it now.
Probably, but I do have my copy
Of Halo 2?
Yeah, I was the first, actually the Halo 2. That was the first ever collector's edition of a game I ever got.
There was a collector's edition of that game?
Yep, there was a limited edition with the limited case, with the silver case.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Have you heard that there's rumors they're gonna do the anniversary edition for Halo 2 this year?
No, I think there hasn't been anything at all.
I mean, I don't think it's been announced, but it's been widely speculated.
Well, people want it.
I mean, I want it. Halo 2 is my favorite Halo, contrary to popular opinion.
Yeah, it's my least favorite Halo.
Which one is your favorite?
Yeah, Halo, the first one, Combat Evolved.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm the only one in our friend group who like played that when it came out.
I remember my older brother had it, and I played it some, but that was when I was still ridiculously horrible at video games and never finished a game. So I didn't finish that one until I went back and revisited it much later.
It's actually, it's either that's my favorite or I like 3. I really liked 3.
3 is good, but we'll talk about it next time.
Bye.